door that are signing in to get inside the building. We will be recording the meeting today as we normally do, so that those that aren't attending can maybe see it on our YouTube channel. We want to excuse Maurice Manis, our chair, as he got another job that takes him away during the day, and so he's not here today. But we want to welcome everybody and maybe go through some introductions. So if we start online, when we let the folks that are coming in through the front door say hi. I think the first one I have on the list is Joel.
Morning, everybody. Got Joel and Robert down here at San Jack Harley.
Awesome, Robin. And Amy.
Yeah.
Fun hunting button.
Oh, so Nikki Regna with Boundless Rider Insurance.
Welcome, Nikki.
Morning.
Hello, good morning. Just starting introductions with everyone online. Y'all sit wherever you like, and we'll just slide the sign-in sheet around.
Hey, this is Leslie Hillhouse. I'm here for the BMW DFW Riders Organization or Club.
Vibrate.
Yeah. Tucker followed members.
Mark, yeah. To meet you. I just heard about this and I just thought that this, I wanted to ride this morning.
How are you? You took a photo.
Get cut off from the online?
B.
We need to sign everybody. We need to sign everybody. Yeah. I think so.
Oh, it's decaf. No, it's not. Oh, it's not? Okay.
Really let it.
We're good to go. All right, good.
And we're still, people are still saying yes, they can hear us, so. Perfect.
We have Randy. You want to say hi?
Nobody wants to.
Randy looks like, according to your picture, it looks like you've got some of the motorcycle yard signs from the field.
Oh, and Randy's in the chat box? Yep, there we go. All right.
Mr. Scheck Snyder. Ohio Seas.
Oh, so you can hear me, but not Kathy, so I wonder.
Here. Maybe, can you hear me better?
Do we need to be,
The whole little dots on the tables are supposed to be
there's
microphones.
supposed to be microphones. We need to get NIS back in here.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
So I guess we're gonna have to speak from up here
Okay,
if the ones at the tables aren't working.
okay.
Well, that's no fun. I don't like being behind a podium. So apologies. Cannot see everybody that's online. Van James, are you available to say good morning?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Van James Mayfield. I'm the program manager for TxDOT statewide. I work a lot with Miss Kathy. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can hear you.
Yes, we can. Thank you, sir.
Good stuff. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. Anybody else online like to say hello this morning?
Hi, good morning. My name's Margaret Fowler and I'm with TTI.
Welcome, Margaret.
Hi, I'm just Jude, a concerned motorcyclist.
Hey, Jude.
The room is saying, hey, Jude.
Start singing it. Yeah.
Hey, Jude.
Anybody else?
Good morning. Sorry, I wasn't able to get on with the Teamsters, so I had to do a call in.
That sounds
Good
nice.
morning, it's me, Spitfire, with TCRC and I Motorcycle Safety and Awareness, Region 1.
Welcome.
Hey guys, my name is Josh. I am a rider coach from the Houston area and also a member of one of the task forces.
Welcome, Josh.
My name's Deanna Blevins, and I lost my brother in a motorcycle accident. And I am trying to spread awareness and be an advocate for motorcycle safety.
Welcome, Deanna. Ready?
If we can go around the table now that we got everyone seated and see if one of y'all attempt to speak and we'll see if the people online can hear. And if not, we'll bring a microphone around or get you to the microphone.
Hi, I'm Amy Jo Miller. I am a survivor of a hit and run. So I do advocacy for motorcycle safety up in the Fort Cavazos, formerly Fort Hood area.
Could people online hear her?
Yes, or on the phone call, I can hear her.
I can hear her.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Maybe that's just
Well,
Yeah.
if she called in, she could hear.
Yeah, we've gotten
the others then
with
too.
it that they can hear. Wonderful. Okay.
Perfect.
I'm Greg Todd. I'm doubly retired, so I get to do what I want. And so I came down here with Amy Jo, been doing the Do You See Me Now rides. So
My name's Mark Dorr. I'm from Temple. I do ride, and I'm just trying to get some information about y'all's coalition.
Welcome.
Crystal O'Rear, I work for TTI.
David Lewis, member of Fallen Riders Foundation.
Doug Tucker, I'm the president of Fallen Rider Foundation, Brazos Valley.
I am Patty Tucker. I am the treasurer of the Fallen Riders Foundation, Brazos Valley.
Tim Kraus, Sergeant at Arms at Fallen Riders Foundation.
Welcome all. Thank you. I'm really hoping I can go sit down over there too when I finish with this presentation thing. Couple of announcements that we have this morning. The forum, we are still working on negotiating our final contract, but we are going ahead with the May 3rd, starting 9 a.m. We should be done by about 4:30 p.m. at the Hilton Austin Airport for the forum this year, and we'll be holding a task force meeting the evening before on Friday evening. And our next coalition meeting will be held in June, early June, and the date is to be determined. Are there any other announcements that folks have, that events that are going on? Oh, we will also be at the Poteet Strawberry Festival in April with the Look, Learn, Live booth.
I do have a couple. So actually, I didn't announce. My name is Kylie Lefevre. I have the Thomas Lefevre Foundation, and this weekend there's the 4th annual event rally at Harley Davidson and Round Rock. So we'll be there this weekend. And then on April 11th, we'll be in Kyle, Texas. And that will offer free CPR certification, roadside crisis, Stop the Bleed, TOSA will be there, and some other groups.
Awesome.
Date.
April 11th
Yes.
in Kyle.
And then we have, what date is the Poteet Strawberry
And
Festival?
that was at Round Rock, Harley.
The April 11th is in Kyle.
Ah.
Is that at the school, Kylie?
So I got a verbal okay from the district because they finally recognized me as an organization. And so it's supposed to be at the cafeteria at the Jack Hayes High School. But I didn't get the official letter. It was easier to save the date and book it. If for I should know by mid next week. If it's not at the school, I'll have a backup venue that's just a couple miles away.
And you're at the Central Texas Harley and Round Rock this Saturday?
Friday and Saturday. So Friday will be from 4 to 9, and they have a lot of events. I don't know if there's a place where I can send all the flyers, but there's a lot of people coming out. They'll be doing like stunt shows, some influencer where you can get photo ops and autographs. But there's a bike lineup. It'll be live music all day for both events. So the Friday's 4 to 9, and I believe like if you want to set up your bike, you can come at 9:45 a.m. on Saturday, and that goes through the whole day until that night.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
and the Thomas Lefevre Foundation, even though I don't drink, will be at the beer booth.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes.
Oh, man. That's a whole nother subject that we're not going to get into today.
Yes.
But as you mentioned that on the April 11th, you're going to have Stop the Bleed. We are also going to have Stop the Bleed full certifications available at the forum on May 3rd. We'll have 2 sessions going with limited seating. So when registration opens up, hopefully next week, we can start getting folks, seeing who wants to do that.
What was that date again?
May 3rd at the Hilton Austin Airport.
Okay.
Cool. Any other events going on around the state? Motorcycle safety related?
We've got a Fallen Riders Foundation has an event as well on May 3rd. I think that we had talked about that or we'd try and come down to the other one. It's our biggest fundraiser for the year. We call it the Blessing of the Bikes. I think last year we blessed 128 bikes. We had, food, auction, stuff like that. It's out in Curtin at the Curtin Community Center from like 10 to 4. So.
And that's city?
The city of Curtin, yeah. So.
Kirkland? Okay.
Curtin. Just
Curtin.
8 miles east of Bryan here on 21.
Gotcha. I'm not familiar with the area, sorry.
Big city.
I don't drive by it every day.
Bigger than Pig Coat.
Awesome. Anyone else? All right.
Good morning, Kathy. Can you hear me?
Sure.
I just wanted to say good morning. This is Maurice, and I am able to listen in, but will not be able to do much other than that for safety reasons. I'm right across the street from Laura, but currently driving, so even work can't keep me away. So just wanted to say good morning and thanks for everybody for being there, and hope it's a wonderful meeting, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Quick sharing. Or you're taking notes. I'll take notes.
So next up, we have our Fallen Rider Foundation guest speaker. So I think everybody can hear you from where you're sitting. So if you want to go from
Good.
there, you're good.
Good. My name is Doug Tucker. My real name is Tuck. I've been known Tuck my whole life. So, I'm the president of the Fallen Riders Foundation here in Brazos Valley. Fallen Riders Foundation was formed, back in 2007, by, Miss Deborah Halstead. Her husband had gone for a ride out of state with some of his friends and unfortunately, lost his life. She had 3 days to retrieve his body or he was going to be buried in a pauper's grave. A bunch of his friends got together, raised some money, got it to where she could bring him back home. And shortly after that is when she formed this foundation. So our main goal is to help people that are involved in accidents or lose their lives in accidents. We help their families. We help with, we'll help with medical expenses. We'll help with groceries. We'll help with rent. We've paid house notes. It's just support, support. Once we help them, we don't just forget about them. Patty's real good about calling and talking to them. Grizz has done the same thing. So and it's not just the Brazos Valley. We're the only chapter in the state of Texas. Our corporate or our national chapters, our national president stuff was moved into Louisiana back in 2016. So our national people are there. We run just pretty much like a motorcycle club. We follow their protocols, not completely. We have some leniency because we're a foundation. So, but that's kind of what we do. You want to add some more to this? So I need some help.
Okay.
She's better at speaking than I am, so.
We've been 3 years in the making here. This will be our third blessing of the bikes. And we have 2 other fundraisers that we do during the year called Ride for Your Life. At this point, we get together and we just take a day ride. The riders come in, they sign all the protocol that they need to sign. We absolutely, Holland Riders from San Antonio has been there for my family. Oh, that's the N11s, yeah. I'll be doggone. So we take the time and if you need to apply, we have an online application. It comes directly to us. We vet the application. We make sure this is an up and up thing because there are people who try and scam you out of money. And we take the time to contact each individual of a family or the individual that was hurt themselves. It goes through a voting process through all of our members. And we make a decision at that point to help people. We've never turned anyone away. All accidents have been recorded and verified, and we've never turned anyone away. It's just not something that we do. We've had other people apply who have not been in motorcycle accidents, and we have to draw that line. So there is a lot of verification. To date, for Brazos Valley Fallen Riders Foundation, we have raised over, and I verified this morning with our accountant, $165,000 in 3 years. And we've put it out just as quickly. As fast as it comes in, it goes out. But we've been blessed with a great organization of people who really work hard to raise money, keep this going, because sometimes they don't have anyone. Sometimes people don't have anyone. And we're definitely on the reel with that. So we've been pretty blessed with this. The national president and the national board of directors are truly hands-on with what we do. And I've personally known those people for 30+ years. And I know that what they do is real. And so they asked us to start the chapter here, and that's what we did. And it took a while to convince me, but we did it. And so we've got some people that we consider our family that work hard to raise funds to help other people. And that's just exactly what we do. We are a 501c3, not-for-profit organization. We are federally governed. And we raise all the money ourselves. We do not get federal funding of any kind, although that is something that will be in the works, hopefully, to at least help run the foundation area of it. So, I don't know.
I told you she was better than me.
And I know you mentioned right at the top, but my note-taking fingers were not fast enough. You mentioned the blessing of the bikes. Has that happened this year already, or is that coming up?
Saturday, May 3rd, the same day as your.
Same day as the forum.
Yeah, sorry, we'll try and work that out next year.
There's only so many weekends in a year. You know?
We're scheduled the way it looks right now. I mean, we've just grown in numbers. And if we bless one bike, we're good. But if we can bless 300 bikes, we're better. We have a team from Louisiana that comes in, and we set up big tents and people roll through, and if they want to be prayed over, they're prayed over. And if they don't want to be prayed over, that's fine too. We do a big auction and we preach safety. It's everything that we do. You know, we preach about wearing the right gear and wearing your helmets and watching out for other people and making sure that you can be seen and heard. These are the things that we absolutely promote, because the more they know about safety, the safer they're going to be. We can't stop all accidents, but we can at least try.
Y'all have a website?
We do.
What is it?
TheFallenRidersFoundation.org. TheFallenRidersFoundation.org.
And like I said, the applications come in and she gets a notification, and because we have different chapters in Louisiana and stuff, it depends on where it's at. So then she distributes it to who it needs to go to. So.
Wow.
Are y'all looking for members too?
Oh, yeah.
We are always.
We're looking for chapters.
We're looking for chapters.
Chapters.
I don't personally ride anymore, on my own. Can we still advocate and do
Absolutely,
this
of
we're in the Fort Cavazos area, which is very large.
Which is that the Temple Waco
Texas,
area?
yeah, Temple, Copper Cove, Lampass, yeah.
Waco Harley Davidson is one of our corporate sponsors.
Really? Okay, yeah, we're not that close, but we're.
Our closest Harley dealership is Horny Toad in Temple.
Temple. Mhm. So that would be
They
something.
took over the one in Harker Heights and then closed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to network with you on that. Maybe pull it that way because we have so many soldiers come and go.
Absolutely.
And we've got a CMA chapter there that does a lot of bike blessings too. We show up for the bike night at Cycle Gear in Colleen too and do bike blessings there. We did 10 this last Tuesday.
Nice.
Including one.
I think Ben James asked for the information in the chat, and I think Laura's working on dropping that into the chat now.
Yes.
Does anybody else online have any questions or? I be heard. Right next to this thingy, and it may not be.
Oh, testing. Can y'all hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, they're not.
Thanks.
They're attached.
I'm fixing to grab it. Make sure it's turned on. I'm not gonna do that.
Anybody, any other questions or comments from online?
I don't have any.
Hi, this is Leo. I work for the Air Force Air Education Training Command. I'm calling, or actually, I have a question about airbag vests. Has anybody had any experience with the use of motorcycle airbag vests? And are they something that we should be having our airmen wear when they're riding their motorcycles?
I haven't had any experience with them, so
I did watch a YouTube video on that the other day, and it's not 100% foolproof, but it is helpful. Just like a bull rider would wear a Kevlar
Helmet.
or a helmet.
We've had a couple of folks in our motorcycle group that have been fortunate to be wearing those when they've had incidents, and they credit them with saving them from a lot of injury. So I think you got to get the right one, and I'm not sure which one the right one is. There's several different models out there, but we have a lot of our folks that do wear them, and some folks who have unfortunately had to experience the value of them.
Thanks. Part two of that question would be then, do you think this would be something in the future that would become mandatory, just like seat belts became mandatory back in the day?
Honestly, I would hope not. And the reason being is because those things are extremely hot and heavy, and they just don't breathe. And down here in the Texas heat, I think that would be, I think it'd be a little more impractical as a mandatory thing. And I think they've probably got a little bit of ways to go before they're truly perfected, but certainly it's something that I think a rider should take a look at. And if they choose to wear one, then they absolutely should. Would I encourage it? Yeah, probably so. I personally don't wear one, but I would encourage it for those who are concerned.
Copy that. Thank you.
Andy, you had your hand up?
Yes, I'm also on that same topic. They now have come out with the airbag pants. You have special jeans. You slide the airbag down into these jeans, and it works for the lower extremities also.
No, I've seen them on the racetrack. And it's from head to toe when they pop.
They put Marshmallow Man.
From the slick guy that's hopping from one side of seat to the other to big blow up ball that rolls. Thank you. Any other comments?
We truly appreciate having you all come to speak to us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd actually heard about a similar foundation when I was at this State Motorcycle Safety Association Summit last September in Colorado. And there's a lady up in Colorado that has done something very similar and wanted to come down. And I'm like, we've got to have something like that local. So I'm really glad that you all are doing this, and it sounds like we have some other ones across the state and can maybe grow this for Texans. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Task force update. Couple of updates on the task force is the, not that one. Our plan was approved and we are moving forward with looking for input from Texas law enforcement, county clerks, judiciary, to help us in designing some information for those groups to help educate riders on getting their license, getting trained and licensed. So we have an increase year over year of these unlicensed riders that are involved in crashes and fatalities, suspected serious injuries. And to try to help do that, we're thinking that maybe that, we have the other outreach with trying to encourage riders or new riders to take courses, but this is coming at the other direction of if law enforcement interacts with a rider at a traffic stop or a minor collision, or other things, is how can they help to do that? So if there's anybody that in law enforcement, judiciary training, I think we have one that we're looking for there. County clerk's offices, municipal judges that might be interested in giving us some feedback on what would best help them in doing those educational pieces. Please drop a line to either myself or Laura, and we will continue working on developing those materials for those folks.
And I think, and correct me if I'm incorrect, Kathy, I think one of the things that we're hoping for is what is maybe making it more common, the option of, for example, a rider gets stopped for something else and they don't have a motorcycle license or might have crashed without a motorcycle license, to like push to maybe to versus them paying a fine, like have a judge say, hey, versus just making them pay money for not having a license, say, hey, you've got the option, go take the course.
Yeah, you got X number of days.
You got 90 days to go get your license.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, they can rip them in the class. I think that's one of the things we're hoping for, and I'm looking at Kathy to make sure I'm not
Yes, that's one of the things we're hoping for.
being incorrect.
It's actually an option now, but the law only states driver education. So a lot of the clerks don't realize that they can also do the others. And the person getting the ticket is supposed to request that. It's not just an automatic. So that's a little bit of an educational gap there. And that rolls what's right into the next thing, which is our Texas legislator update session. And as the coalition, I'm going to stop now. Who had their hand up first? Randy.
Ready? Yeah, let you know, I'm a Leo myself. And one of the biggest problems we have with these unlicensed bikers is most of the cities have a no pursuit policy for bikes. And these bikers know it. And they just don't care. If you stop them, you take the bike, they know they're going to buy another one tomorrow. So
Dallas is one of those.
DPS probably is about the only one that will still pursue for almost anything. Everyone else, because when I was with Brian, we had a very, very, very strict pursuit policy. It was DWIs, violent felonies. Anything else you couldn't touch. So most of the municipalities are not going to take the risk.
Right. Where we're at up there by Port Cavazos on I-14, since it's interstate, it's supposed to be DPS. And we don't have them out there all the time. So KPD, Killeen Police Department, well, we're not going to get it. So they're very rarely ever out there enforcing. And we have soldiers still, we've talked before, come home, get a bike, and they can, and it's tough.
Thank you, Randy.
And that's good to know.
Yeah. Jude?
Yes, ma'am. Whilst still employed at the Texas Department of Transportation, I developed a PowerPoint presentation called Riding Dirty. That PowerPoint presentation was given to all the municipality judges and clerks as part of their continuing education. It was offered to them. Of course, it was a breakout session, so not all attended. But it was all about the value of choosing to have a rider take a initial or basic rider course to get his license, rather than just give them a fine. That PowerPoint presentation would certainly need to be updated, but I'm sure it's still available on TxDOT's servers in case that you want to take a look at that for future use.
Wonderful.
I do appreciate that, Jude. I did take it and update it, I think 2 years ago. Or maybe last year, I don't remember. I don't know today from yesterday. But I was able to present at one of the municipal courts training sessions to a very large room of people in San Antonio. So I appreciate the work that you put into that and laying that groundwork for me. Thank you.
I could interject. So one of the options that we do give any rider that's been injured in an accident, at the end of it, if they don't have their M-Class license, because them having their M-Class license is not part of the criteria. We do ask if they have it, and if they don't have it. And a lot of them, or a lot of riders don't have their M-Class license. You'd be very surprised about how many that don't. We always give that injured rider an option. If they're going to continue to ride, we will pay and have paid for their motorcycle courses to just to lay the groundwork, just to be helpful enough to lay the groundwork. And that's, upwards of $300 a lot of times. But we have done it and we do offer it to them because we totally believe it's just so important. And that sometimes I'll, not to make you guys look bad, I promise, but sometimes I'll get a grown man who doesn't have an M-Class license. And he'll say, okay, well, I've been injured. I want to go and take this M-Class license. And at the end of the M-Class license, they'll be like, oh my God, the things that I learned, the things I was doing wrong. And to hear something like that is super great. So.
It is.
I love hearing those.
Yes.
I know. Wow.
I don't know, it looks like someone else has their hand up, but I can't see who it is.
Oh, and Ronnie was asking, let's see, please reiterate that request. Oh, is that for any,
Yes.
oh, yeah, to your second question, Ronnie, I think we can have Crystal talk about that here in just a sec.
Yes.
Oh, is that the request for, if we know any law enforcement, judiciary, et cetera?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we need an email for judiciary. Okay. Anybody else? All right. I'll move on to our legislative update, understanding that this coalition and its task force are funded through federal grant money and are prohibited from doing any lobbying. So when we provide information on laws and legislative, pending legislation, it is just that. It is information only, so that you as an individual can do with it as you please. A couple of organizations that are here in Texas are ABATE and the Texas Council of Clubs and Independents, TCOC&I. They're very active in lobbying. So if you want to get involved with them, that's your opportunity. Some of the pending legislation right now, this is just the main ones. When I search for anything that has to do with motorcycle or motorcyclist, there's a bunch of other things that come up that have to do with motorcycle safety instructors and other things. But some of these have companion bills that are the same, where they've been filed in the Senate, but not in, or they've been read in the Senate, but not in the House and so forth. So some of them look like they're the same. They are. But specifically about Senate Bill 296 and House Bill 3861. Those are both the ones relating to taking a course. And now they're adding in their motorcycle safety course for dismissal of a ticket. Another thing that I noticed when I was reading in there, if I understood it correctly, was that instead of a course being able to dismiss just one citation or one offense, if you get multiple offenses in a citation, it can now do multiple offenses if they qualify for that dismissal. So in the Senate. Okay.
Oh, thanks, Ronnie.
In the Senate, they read it, they the committee, when it went to committee and the committee had no objection to it and actually recommended for an uncontested on the calendar. So that part of it's moving forward. One that popped up more recently, if everybody remembers the last legislative session, there was a law that was passed that prohibited motorcyclists from sharing a lane with anybody other than one other motorcyclist. So you can have two abreast, but not more. And you cannot be in the same lane with another vehicle type. So the lane splitting filtering is not legal in Texas at this time. At the end of February, somebody submitted a bill that will add a little bit of lane sharing in one specific circumstance, and that is a divided 2 lanes on each direction. Traffic, I believe, going under 10 miles per hour, 10 miles an hour or under, and the motorcyclist no more than 20 miles per hour.
Basically getting yourself around a traffic jam.
Getting yourself out of a traffic jam on a freeway or a 4-lane divided highway. It's been filed and has had nothing happen. So, the profiling by peace officers, if they see a jacket or colors or anything like that, they cannot stop. The bill suggests that they cannot stop anybody for their appearance. They can only stop for bad behavior. That one has come up, I think, every year in Spitfire. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it hasn't really gone anywhere in years, but it does come up every year. And then, did I miss any?
Kathy?
Huh?
I'm sorry, I was having trouble with my speaker. There was one thing that I wanted to say about the bill for this kind of like if you get pulled over without the endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
So we had talked about this before, and I had actually sent in something to have something passed, and we had discussed it. I have a friend who is, he's actually very political, but he's in the community. He heads up a chapter. He ran for Senate at one point, but he actually has 4 bills that are going this year. And I had talked to him about this, and he has a friend in the house and said that he would assist us with this.
Okay.
Sorry, like my train of thought is like, I was so frustrated with getting this to work, so my words aren't piecing together.
Understand that. If you want to share who that person is, a contact help, then you're welcome to do so. But again, we cannot, we as the coalition or the task force cannot speak to them as a group. It's all based on individuals.
Okay. Yeah, his name is Tommy Estes. So he's
Yeah, we know him.
yes, preacher. Yes. So he has 4 bills going this year, and so I had just talked to him about this kind of forgiveness program, and like it was something you and I had talked about that was wanting to happen, and I think you gave me another bill number that was something similar to what I was interested in having happen. So I actually had talked to him yesterday about this. So I don't know if I can be any assistance or we can join forces or something to get something done, but I was just kind of a newbie and looking for some advice. So I had talked to him about that.
Awesome. I would say get in touch with Spitfire, Ronnie.
Okay.
She's in the chat, and she's with the ECOCNI.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I actually just followed them yesterday on Facebook. So,
Awesome. And she's there in Austin as well.
okay.
And I'm not sure if everybody is aware, but there is a memorial marker law for through Texas Department of Transportation, where if a motorcyclist loses their life in a crash, not their own fault, multiple vehicle, you can, family member can submit a request for a marker to be placed at that site. If it falls under Department of Transportation. So farm to market, state highways, US, all those. There is a bill up to change that a little bit. They're not taking it away. I think they can leave it up now longer if someone is willing to give a donation is one of the things in the bill, as well as it used to be just a Red Cross. And to me, I didn't, if you don't know what that means, you don't know what that means, right? So now there's a committee that they'll be identifying what goes up there. And that's part of the bill change, I think, to be more open and I don't know. I don't know why it's there. It just popped up recently. That one just came up into February. So, but there's a little bit of language change there, but it is still there. And I think it's just a good idea too, for people to know that that's available. Cool. Anything else? Any other questions?
We got a hand up from Hank Waters.
Hey.
Yeah, there is one more bill out there, House Bill 4904, and it's about motorcycle schools and landowner liability, which
yes,
may very well help the training community find more range availability in the state. So.
Yes, thank you, Hank. I did just see that one last night. A lot of landowners, because in the training, you need a fairly good sized piece of good pavement. And those that own it are always concerned about liability. And even though over the years we say we have waivers, we have insurance, we have all that, they're reluctant to let us use their spots. But there is one that will put into law that they will not be held liable unless it's severe negligence. So thank you, Hank. Appreciate it. Anything else? Oh. See if it'll work. My clicker quit working. Safety forum. Due to a couple different circumstances, we're a little bit late on some of the planning, so we're still working diligently and at full force on the forum right now. We do have a confirmation from the Snell Memorial Foundation to do either a keynote speaker or a session on how helmets are built and what makes them safe and how to choose the right one, that kind of thing. We also have a couple, our other speaker from Smarter called me last night and they had something come up. So we're working on getting that resolved. Hopefully I'll have that resolved before the end of the weekend. As I mentioned, the bystander care is something that's been a lot, and after crash care is something that's come up a lot so far this year. So having Stop the Bleed, the Stop the Bleed class is like an hour and a half class for a full certification. And so we've chosen to go with full certification option. They can only take about 25 people at a time. So we're going to have 2 sessions. And we can get 25 people through the first 2 sessions in the morning and then 25 people through the 2 sessions in the afternoon. If we can find more instructors to help, we might be able to increase those numbers. And then we'll have other sessions going on opposite of those. And a crowd pleaser, yes, ma'am.
Will that be posted or sent?
Yes.
To us perhaps, or do we need to contact you or?
Well, once the registration opens, the registration will say in there what about the stop the bleed, and you'll have to request that you want to do it. And our great showstopper, Penny with Accident Scene Management, was going to share a little bit on when and why and how to remove a helmet if you have to, but we prefer you don't. Unless you have to, so understand when it is appropriate and how to do it. And also just some basic hands-only CPR that going through the ABCs of that bystander care. There's no certification with that part. We also have requests out for information on engineering, vehicle-to-vehicle technology and where that's going. And I might reach out to the folks that had the air vest and see if we can get a little information from them as well. And then we'll have some data. We're sending out invitations for Department of Transportation, Department of Licensing and Regulation, and National Highway Traffic Safety. Is that right? Administration? Yes, to share some things as well. So, hey. You still have your key.
Hey, Kathy.
Yes, sir.
I've got a couple thoughts on the vest deal. If you want to reach out to me afterwards, we can talk on
Awesome. In that case, we're back to roundtable.
And I may kick it off with Crystal, because I know we had a question earlier about assistance for rider training, and Crystal's got some information on that.
I do. I am working on a project that's called Unlicensed to Ride. It's a TxDOT sponsored project that we've had for a couple of years now. And the goal is to try to promote more people to get licensed, right? There's two parts to it. There's a survey part where we send out the survey to people who are enrolled in a course but have not completed it yet. This year it's $20 to complete the survey before. Then once their course is completed, then it's $30 to complete the second survey. So it gives them the opportunity to get $50 back, not from the schools, through us, courtesy of the TxDOT grant. We have started recruitment for that. Laura, I threw the application link in your teams, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, I will
that
copy it.
and sending that out.
Yes.
I know previously, one of the things that was mentioned is the schools were having issues with being able to send it out because they auto-generated the e-course information with the registration. And last year and the years prior, if you had started the e-course, you were not eligible. We took that out. So basically, as long as you have not gone to the in-person part of your course, you would be eligible to participate in the survey study. So, if anybody is interested, I've already forwarded it out to a lot of the schools. If you did not receive the email and you're on this call and you would like to be included in that, like I said, we are currently recruiting applicants for that project. And for those of you who don't know, if you've never heard of it, the second part of the project is a mailing campaign. So what we do is we pull registrations and licensing information, match them up as best as we can, and see who doesn't have a Class M endorsement in the state of Texas. And then we send a mailing campaign out that's like, hey, here's where you can find a school. So that's the second half of it. Yep, that's it. Do it.
Good advocacy.
So if we throw our emails in the chat, you'll send us information for that?
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
The application is in the chat.
Yeah, we just now put it there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
That's the application. There's also a page on the Look, Learn, Live website that has information about it. So on looklearnlive.org, under safety.
And even then, I think I had Calm send out a Facebook post yesterday on the Look, Learn, Live as well.
Awesome.
So it should be through that if you follow the Look, Learn, Live Facebook page.
Thank you, Crystal. I'm glad you all were able to overcome the barrier of taking the e-course before you started. That was a huge deal. Anybody else? Things that are going on in your area? Things you'd like to see happening in your area?
So now that my system's not malfunctioning, like, can I just go back to April 11th for just a moment? It's actually Penny Fuller, Gypsy, like she will be there that night to do that. And then we have Save a Heart, who's going to be there to do hands-on CPR and also the opportunity to get certification. Cowboy Harley Davidson, they will be there as well. And they'll be doing out promotion coupons for the course. So hopefully get some people signed up that way. I also have Dave Metcalf and his wife who have their training business. They'll be there, amongst other people. So I'm really excited about the 11th.
Awesome.
Okay, so I just read what Laura wrote in the chat, so I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Did I do it wrong? I'm sorry.
So it is for like primarily the basic course, but if somebody has a class M already and they're taking an advanced course, they're also eligible for the surveys. So it's basically just a way to promote education.
Okay, so even if, I'm adding it into the chat. So even, so even if you already have taken the course, you can still do this, sir.
Correct. If you have an active class M and are enrolled in a intermediate or an intermediate or higher course, then you're eligible. If you have a class M and you're taking the beginner course again, that's not eligible.
Got it. Thank you.
I can't spell anything. It looks like Ronnie's sharing that the Region 1 TCOCNI has kicked off their proclamation campaign for National Recognition Month of May. Motorcycle safety and awareness. I know there's a lot of folks that are doing that everywhere. Every municipality is trying to get someone to involve in that. Mr. Van James, are you still on the line?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you, Kathy?
Do we have any information on what TxDOT will be doing for that awareness, May 1st through the 14th
May 1st.
for Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month?
You know, I would, so you would be one of my promotions on that. I would promote your programs, but hold on, stand by.
I think Nancy Wynn is the one that is
Yeah,
running.
I was just, that's why I said stand by. I was trying to see what she next to me because she does have a campaign, and I'm trying to see, because she wanted to step in actually, but she has a few things that she's dealing with. But I'm gonna look up her calendar real quick.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
No, you're fine. Give me that date one more time you asked. May.
May 1st, it's supposed to be all month long, but I know that TxDOT has multiple campaigns going on May, but it's usually they do it May 1st through the 14th.
Okay, let me see.
Look twice.
Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second. Yeah, look twice for motorcycles, and that's May 1st through the 14th. Um, we also have Click It or Ticket in May. Let me see how I can share her calendar and let you know where their positions will, excuse me, her locations where she'll be doing her campaigns, if any. I think
Okay.
she's got two different ones that she was talking about. Let me do a little homework and I'll see if I can post that in the chat.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Van James.
Yes, ma'am.
I know they usually do some big media campaign and they do a couple of,
Yeah, yeah, she definitely has some she travels a little bit when she does her campaigns. And yes, media is involved.
thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Did I miss anything in the chat? Nope. You all are making this meeting short. On one. That's all I got.
Hey Kathy,
Yes, sir.
I got a question. This is probably aimed toward you and Maurice maybe, but I'm getting more concerned once again with our lack of RCP classes in the state. I've been emailing with Cindy Flores this week, and she said that her and Metcalf are planning on doing like maybe 2 RCPs a year, and she kind of confirmed that. Teeks is no longer advertising anything on their website anymore, so that's just gonna leave us with Cindy and Dave and the Beat Crash Free guys. And then my question to Maurice, since he's on here, Maurice, have you and Dave Roller thought about getting together and advertising any RCP classes and stuff like that? Because what we're still under 300 coaches statewide, and everybody's still aging out, and I don't see a lot of new coaches coming in. And talking to people that have hired the B Crash Free coaches, they're not nearly impressed with the coaches coming out of that program as what everybody thought. And another thing is too, is when are we going to have another meeting? Maybe you or Maurice know this too. It's been a while since we've had a TDLR meeting and stuff ever since Strawn left. It's like TDLR has gone silent and stuff. Can anybody speak to any of these concerns on RCPs or TDLR?
See if Maurice is still on.
I'm gonna say Marie, I don't know if Maurice is still on there or not.
I'm looking right now.
I will say this, Joel, thank you for the information from Cindy about 2 RCPs. That helps us know kind of what to expect. I can't speak for Roller or for Maurice, but if you've got enough candidates and you reached out to one of them, I'm sure they'd be happy to contract with you to do it. But they don't have their own school, they don't have their own sites. So they're basically contracting with the schools. So, it no longer being centralized, where it used to be DPS did all of the training, and so all of the state went to DPS if they had a wait list. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's something that we can add to our website for who's interested in what schools need training.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cindy said that her emails with me, that if you had enough people that, Cindy and Dave would travel to you, it seems like they would prefer to keep it up there at Buda just to try and keep costs down on tuition prices or this or that. So they wouldn't have her and Metcalf's traveling costs. And that's why I was asking, Maurice, because I thought Maurice had a school up there in College Station that he was doing classes at.
He does have a school. I don't think his school supports the needs of an RCP.
Okay.
You have to have like twice the space.
Okay.
Dan Jack works, Stubbs doesn't kind of deal.
Correct.
But thank you, we'll look into that. And as far as the other questions on the board, if you go to the TDLR website, not easy to get there, but if you go to the TDLR website and look under, what are their disciplines? Motorcycle. If you look under the motorcycle, section, under the board, they have openings in the board. They still have an opening for a licensed motorcyclist. They have an opening for a training provider, and they have an opening for a dealership representative. So right now, they haven't had advisory board meetings because they don't have an advisory board. So if people are not aware of that, they need to apply to be part of the board, and maybe we can get that back up and going.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't aware of all that as well, because like I say, ever since Michael Strawn moved on, it's like the TDLR has just like gone silent under Shanesty, although I usually email her about something about once a month, but you know, it has been quite a while since we've had any kind of TDLR meeting like the TMSC meetings.
Yeah, so this group can't answer that necessarily, but I can look into it on another side. Thank you, but thank you for sharing, because that is good for us to know, so we can work together as a community to try to do that. And we have, like I said, we did invite TDLR to the forum, and gave them a list of the feedback that we received. So hopefully they'll
Okay.
come and be able to give us an update on the motorcycle safety program at TDLR.
Yeah, because I think we need to hear from them pretty soon.
May 3rd, mark your calendar.
And, oh, in the chat, and this may have been mentioned when I'm trying to type and listen at the same time sometimes. But Josh mentioned the Texas Fandango Vintage Motorcycle Show first weekend in April. And gave us a link for that. Thank you very much, Josh.
And they usually have a couple of rides coming out of Bandera, but I didn't see them making any progress on that.
Are you talking about Thunder in the Hills?
Yes, sir. There's that one and there's another one.
Just had one not too long ago. What was that?
It's what's one of the challenges in finding a good date for the Motorcycle Safety Forum is I can go on and I can search, well, these are all the other events that are going on. And people say, oh, we want it in, April or May. And when I look at April and every single weekend
because it
has
makes
got
sense.
something else going on for
Those are beautiful
motorcycles.
months for motorcycle events, which is why there's so many motorcycle events.
So
Makes perfect sense.
that's our challenge. But we appreciate everybody and we hope to have a bigger turnout this year. And we'll be getting that information out shortly, and it'll go out through the constant contact. So if you have your email and you receive the emails from the coalition, you'll get it that way. We'll also be putting it out on social media, and promoting it through other organizations if we can. Okay.
So just kind of on this side, I am halfway through of becoming a CPR trainer, so I should be a trainer come May. So if any of you guys put on events and you need a volunteer to come and help do that, once I have that under my belt, I'm happy to help you.
That's awesome.
Awesome, Kylie. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, Randy says so the Texas Fandango doesn't say where the event's being held. That okay.
I want to say it was in Kerrville, but I can't swear to
I think
it.
it's Fredericksburg,
Fredericksburg?
Gillespie County.
Yeah, it's in Fredericksburg.
Beautiful little place to be. Be careful as you're riding out there.
Trudy's sure you go to quintessential chocolates.
I
Sorry?
do have a
You
question.
go to quintessential chocolates.
Quintessential chocolates. That sounds dangerous.
Swiss chocolates, liquid milk.
Yeah, right.
They're right next to a wine store.
We had a question just now online.
I do. So last week, actually, I guess my question is when you see an unsafe space where you're driving or riding, what channels you follow. I'll tell you what happened last week is I was riding and there's a three-way, and initially I thought that the car just ran a stop sign and almost hit us. But the next day driving by it, I realized that that stop sign, or at that place where I thought there should be a stop sign, the three-way, there was nothing.
So, what you can do, so the responsibility depends on who runs the road, whether it's a state road, for example, or like a local city or county road. But I would say contact, if it was a place that's, close enough, or that, like what, city or county you're close to, I would start by contacting them and telling them as much information as you have about what road it is and where the intersection is. Because if it is not one that they run, in the city of College Station, if I call them and say, hey, there's a problem on such and such a road, if it's a road that they manage, they can take care of it. If it's not a road they manage, they know who does, and they can tell me who does, and refer me. So basically it's contacting the agency that manages that road and reporting that problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
So is that like just the city information office, or?
If you, I would start, go ahead.
I'll chime in on that one. Most agencies will have a road designation. So like sign and road is their thing. So like they come and install signs, they come and they fix traffic lights. Regardless, like in town. So like even if I'm out on Highway 6, even though that is a state maintained highway, if I call somebody, now given I can't even actually think of a time that I would need to do that for State Highway 6. But Business 6 is kind of the same thing. Texas Avenue that runs straight through Bryan College Station. There is a city agency that does that. So like if you Google College Station or Bryan Street agency, then it'll pop up who to contact. So that would be my suggestion.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Double check. Fandango, they may not let patch wearers in. If you're wearing your patch. I don't know. And there's more information from Josh on Fandango, so. Anything else or anybody else?
Oh, good suggestion from Savannah. Yeah, check if your area has a Vision Zero initiative. They love for community members to provide feedback on infrastructure issues, like what you were talking about, Kylie. That's great.
Thank you. This is what this whole part of it is for, sharing information. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Oh, one thing I did not mention is at the forum, we should have a little bit of exhibitor space. We did have some people ask if there would be availability for some exhibitor space, so we're working on getting that in as well. So there might be some exhibitor tables. If you know anybody that might be interested, they can reach out to me and we will get them some information. And that will also be on the registration, whether they're registering as a speaker, an attendee, or exhibitor, will be part of the registration process.
And, oh, one thing that I'll bring up, because I know it has come up as a question in the past, so I'll bring it up as though, as though someone asked the question. So regarding the forum, so the forum itself is free to attend.
Free to attend.
Are there going to be a certain, are we going to have there'll be hotel rooms available at that?
We're working on a small, they're not giving us a whole lot of rooms, but we're working on a block of rooms at the government rate. Unfortunately, Austin's expensive. So I don't have the exact amount yet.
Yeah, so we may have a small number of rooms that kind of blocked out for anyone who needs one at the Forum Hotel. And as Kathy said, it's probably going to be a small number, and or there may be a cheaper hotel nearby that you're more than welcome to opt for. We sadly, like that's not something that we'd love to cover everyone's hotel rooms who wants one. We can't do that. So if you need to stay overnight in a hotel as an attendee to the forum, that unfortunately that expense has to be on you. But at least you can come to the forum and enjoy our food and everything else, all of that for free. So,
I will say though, since we just had our impaired driving forum at that same hotel, it is at the airport, basically. So like you're going into the airport and that hotel is right there. Because of that, they have paid parking. It's not crazy expensive.
Okay.
And
That's
I
good to
think
know.
they allowed us to do 50% off. So I think it was only $5 for the day, but just know that it is paid parking at that hotel.
And we're going to confirm that because they apparently messed up on the QR codes.
Yes.
So we're going to try to negotiate better on the parking for attendees. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's likely to be highway construction in that area.
Is there any place that there
I was gonna say, at the moment, I feel like you could make that blanket statement for the state of Texas. There's liable to be some highway construction. But no, that's good to know, Ronnie. Thank
Just
you.
did I-14, so that's, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I took a survey about how often do you go through construction zones, and I'm like, daily.
All the time.
I have so many miles.
I can't tell you how many I had to pass coming here, so.
My motorcycles are on and off road.
Oh,
All right.
any other last minute questions?
You said the next meeting's in June.
Yes, sir.
You know what date?
No, sir.
Okay.
It'll be the first or second Thursday.
Okay.
We'll have that out as soon as we,
I just have to get.
We'll for sure know in May.
we'll for sure know in May. Yeah.
We'll probably know shortly
probably know
after
sooner
this
than
meeting.
that.
Way
Yeah.
sooner than that. Yes.
Yeah.
ma'am. Big forums. Sure. That's the best.
All right. Anything else? Anybody online? Okay, so we want to thank you so much for participating, for joining us today. It's a little bit shorter than normal, but special thanks to our guest speakers coming in with the Fallen Riders Foundation in Brazos County. Awesome.
Yes, thank you
We'll be-
very much.
We'll be posting the notes and information to the website as we always do, and then we'll send out that notification that it's there. And thank you.
And we'll get the forum registration up as soon as we possibly can.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Everyone ride safe.
Howdy, Jude.
Let's hate Jude, not out of it.
Oh, no, I'm howdy, Jude, because nobody wants to hear me sing. And he hears that all the time.